Okay, so I've already applied my foundation, and the foundation that I used was my NYX Total Control foundation. It's right here. And the shade that I got is Mocha. That's the only darkest shade they have in store, and I don't want to order online. Compared to my face, it is a match, but I'm matching foundations to my chest, and it's a tad bit darker. But I can stick with Mocha. Then I'm gonna also set my face with, after my foundation's on, I'm gonna set my entire face with the MERCIER Translucent Powder in medium deep, and this retails for $38. So I've been using this powder, and I've been using it as a setting powder for my entire face, and also to set my highlight, and it gives me a really beautiful natural highlight. But I just wanted to show you guys how this powder looks setting my face. So I've already applied a little bit to this side, and it blends in really well. So I'm gonna use it how they said to use it. This is another thing, I wanted the powder puff, and I kept saying I was gonna get the powder puff because I've been using the MERCIER translucent powder for a while now, and this was the first powder that I ever gotten, and it's like empty. So then around Christmas time I picked up another one around Christmas time, and this one's full. And then she came out with the dark one, so I got the dark. So I still have a little bit more in the first one that I ever gotten, and it lasted me a long time. So I'm happy I got a backup, so I don't have to like worry about it for a while now. So I put some in the powder puff, and if anyone knows how would I clean this, do I clean it as like a regular brush, or I don't know, but just let me know in the comment section of how you clean your powder puffs. So I have a little in there, and they just said to scrunch it up and making sure that the powder gets distributed through the whole puff. And then they want you to tap off the excess. And then I'm going to set the other side of my face with the powder, and I just press it in. If you're like really oily like me, you can apply your primer, and then after you apply your primer, then you can put some of the translucent powder on top of your primer, and then go ahead with your foundation, and that gives you like some extra barriers for you won't get oily as fast. Tutorial that I'm going to be doing, it's just going to be a beginner's basic. So the only expensive thing that I used in this video is the MERCIER powder, because I tried the Black Radiance powder, I didn't like it so much, I returned it and stuff. So this is the only powder that I literally love, and I know what works for me, so I'm gonna like keep it that way. But for the rest of the look, is going to be simple. I'm not going to do any cream contouring or anything. My eyebrow itch. I already did my brows on camera. I have a brow tutorial. It's like the same stuff, just different products. The concealer that I'm using, I also got from Walmart, and it's by Wet n Wild. And I want to try their foundation, but I hate ordering online, and they don't carry much of the darker shades in store. They have about, I think, 14 or 24 shades. I may be wrong, but they only carry, in certain stores they carry different things. When I was on the hunt for the foundation, I went to CVS. CVS, they had the darker powders, but they didn't have the darker foundation. So I looked it up, and I seen that Walgreens had the darker colors, so I assumed they would have the darker powders. So I just put my stuff back, went to Walgreens, and then turns out Walgreens had a darker foundation, but they didn't carry any of the dark powders. So I was just at a loss both ways. I didn't feel like going back into CVS and stuff like that, so I just said forget about it. For the concealer I'm going to be using is by Wet n Wild. It's their Photo Focus Concealer. that I said. Yes, their Photo Focus Concealer. This concealer is really creamy, and I love it does give like a soft focus to your look. That's why I want to try the foundation. But this concealer I got at Walmart, it was like $3 something. I got the shade Dark Cocoa. It's the darkest shade that they have, and you get 0.29 fluid ounces. So I'm just gonna go ahead. It looks like that. You have the doe foot applicator, and I'm just going to apply that in a triangle. Well, not in a triangle, but kind of like a triangle. And I'm going to apply that under my eye. So I just applied that, and this is the normal areas where I highlight. Now, if you're a beginner and stuff, you just want to, you don't want to get a concealer that's way too light for you. You want to get something that's a shade lighter, or your skin tone. If you don't like the makeup look, but you like the makeup look. And to blend it out, I'm just going to use my regular beauty blender. So you can blend out your concealer with whatever you like. I like using beauty blenders for my concealer. And I'm just blending. And try not to take the concealer all the way down to like your mouth. I don't like that look because it feels like it just makes your whole makeup lighter than it already is. Like I feel like it cancels out the foundation and stuff. That sometimes I did use the concealer all the way here just because I've seen other people doing it. Once you start doing your own makeup, you will see all the time what works for you and what won't work for you. So it's all about your preference. This is just what I prefer. So you can just go ahead and do what you want to do. But if you're a beginner, I would say don't bring the concealer so far down. The concealer blends out like a dream. I'm going to take the same setting powder. This is the MERCIER Translucent Medium Deep. And I'm going to take another beauty blender. I'm going to reblend. So when you're setting your under eye concealer, before you set it, you just want to give it a blend one more time to remove any more creasing. And then you just apply that like that. Yeah. I probably was in the car, sleep my damn self. Well, our family drama. What happened? All I have to do is just set my brows, and I'm going to use the same powder, and I'm just going to lightly tap that to set my eye area. Like that. So to contour, I'm going to use my Black Radiance. I'm not going to cream contour. I'm just going to use my powder contour palette, which I need to get another one because my contour shade is like broke. So I'm just going to use an angled brush, and I'm going to contour my cheekbones, my forehead. And if you don't want to contour, you can just go in with your blush, or you can go in with bronzer. You can use the COVERGIRL Queen bronzer. You can get it at Walmart or Target. I think Target still has the Queen collection. I'm not sure. And you can just use that. You can use that for a blush as well. But this is for the people who contours. for I think like $7.99, and I think at CVS it's about $8. And the contour, I'm just taking in the hollows of my cheeks, and I like to blend it up to my temples. And I'm going to contour my, what is this called? The perimeter of my face, on my forehead. If you don't want to pay the $8 for the Black Radiance, you can get the NICKA K. You can get this at your local beauty supply store, and she has a good range of contour shades. I got this for $1.99. Comes with the darkest shade, and this is the shade that I use to contour my nose. Sometimes I use this palette to contour, especially like if you're on the road or traveling. You don't want to take a big palette like this. This is easily you can take with you. And she also has blushes. Just gonna take this lighter shade that I already put a dent in. I'm going to take a smaller brush, and I'm going to contour my nose. So that's just how I contour my nose, and I like to flick it into the beginning of my brows, kind of like in my crease somehow, like above my crease, and it just looks natural to me like that. And that's how I contour my nose. And then this is optional. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I like to take my face powder, and I'll take my powder brush. This brush is from e.l.f. I've been having this brush for a really long time, and I'm just going to take a little bit of that and just dab so I can blend out if I have a harsh contour line, or if I want to, or blending out my nose contour, I would do that. My blush, I'm going to take the NICKA K Duo Blush Duo, and this was a shade I picked up like a long time ago, and it's very springy, so it's around that time. I'm going to take, what shade should I take? I'm going to take the pink. If you feel like you overdid the blush, you can just go back in with the brush that you used your face powder with, that I can't find when I just had it. You could just take that brush that you used for your powder, and you can just sweep it in or pat it over if you feel like you overdid it on the blush. Now for highlight, I actually have two Wet n Wild highlighters, and they look like this. This one is in Precious Petals, which you can get for like $4 at Walmart. Looks like that. It's a really pretty gold. And then I just got this one a couple days ago. This one is called Crown of My Canopy, and it's like a rose gold, and that's how that one looks. I'm going to use the Queen of My Canopy here. You don't have to go overboard. You can just stop like that. But I like to blend mine out some more. And the more you put on camera, the more better it turns out. But if you're just going out for the day, you don't have to apply so much. And I just apply it at the bridge of my nose. Then I'm going to take my makeup mist and set. I'm going to spray that over my face. I'm going to let that dry, and then we're going to move on to the eyes.